Hello everyone. Today in this video I am going to continue with the same topic, that is Babar Ali. As we have seen, Babar Ali worked very hard to transform or change or develop the society where he was living in. Look at this Babar Ali's routine. As a young boy, he used to wake up at 7 and he used to do his household chores. Then he used to take an auto rickshaw towards his college. Okay, and after that he used to walk 5 kilometers to reach his college, Qasim Bazar Rajgovind Sundari Vidyapit. The college name is Qasim Bazar Rajgovind Sundari Vidyapit. When he was pursuing class 12. And about his personality also the writer has given here. He was gangly boy and he was thin. He used to sit in the middle of the front row. Moreover, he was studious and smart and austere in his blue and white uniform. It is understood that he had that intention or urge for receiving something, knowledge, right? So here in this way, Babar Ali, he born and brought up, then he continued, and his intention was to change the society. As a result, he thought to start a new school. After starting a new school, this Babar Ali, he had an office. He had an office that too had a dilapidated concrete structure. There was no proper structure for his office as well as school. First, we are going to know something about his office. It was dilapidated, partially spoilt or ruined concrete structure it had. And even that office was covered with half-tone posters. That too inside a tiny dank room or dark room, we can say, he used to sit. So this Babar Ali was very popular. Even the Queen of England, she knew him by name. Queen of England, she knew him by name. So it is understood that Babar Ali was very popular all over the world. His thought of changing education and changing society, he tried to do that with the help of education. While providing education, see this Babar Ali, he would have received or get paid by the students. His intention was not to earn, but to learn as well as make others to learn for free. So he followed, or in his school, education was free. Education was for free. All the students who used to come there, they were not supposed to pay the fees. And whereas other students, they used to pay dollars together to get the same education in other schools. But this Babar Ali, even though he was poor, even though he was underprivileged, he did not bother about money or fees. So he gave education for free to the students of that area, poor students of that area. That's how he tried to bring up the students, or in that way he tried to transform the society. Then if we are knowing something about his personal life, this Babar Ali, Babar happens to be one of the fortunate souls in his village. In his village, Babar Ali was considered the fortunate soul. Why he was considered a fortunate soul? Let's see. In the Babta neighborhood of Gangapur village, in West Bengal's Murshidabad, Babar lives with his 3 siblings and his parents in a thatched house, which is the size of an average city kitchen. See, this Babar Ali, even though he was called a fortunate soul and privileged one, but he did not have proper basic facilities. Example we have here, that he was living with his 3 siblings and his parents in a thatched hut, and the size of that hut or thatched house, that is hut or shack. Okay, the size of that thatched house, it is of average city kitchen. Only that much size of thatched house he had. In that only he was living in with his 3 siblings and parents. It is understood that even Babar Ali was also underprivileged. Yet ironically, he is still among the privileged ones in his village, because unlike most children there, he went to school and got formal education. But Babar Ali was considered a privileged one in his village, as he could attain the formal education. If we are looking at their condition, but if we are looking at their house, it is understood that they are underprivileged. But this Babar Ali, he joined or attended formal education. As a result, he is considered the privileged one in his village. That too ironically. Unlike most children there, he went to school and got formal education. But most of the students, there is not to go to school, there is not to go, receive formal education. But this Babar Ali, he received formal education with the help of his father. Then who was his father? What he was doing? That let us see. Nasiruddin he was better off also in being the son of Nasiruddin Sheikh. And this Babar Ali, he was proud of his father. He was proud of his father, that is Nasiruddin Sheikh. This Nasiruddin Sheikh is a jute seller and a dropout who believes that education is man's true religion, and who initially supported his son's venture with his own income. See, this Nasiruddin Sheikh, even though he was a jute seller, he had meager income. And he was also underprivileged, but he knew the value of education. He knew the importance of education. As a result, he sent his son, that is Babar Ali, to formal schooling. He sent his son, that is Babar Ali, for formal schooling. Thus, Babar Ali could attend classes and learn, and thus Babar Ali could change the society where he was living in. See, this Nasiruddin Sheikh, even though he was a jute seller, he had meager little bit of income. With that only he tried to manage. He tried to send his son to school. Whereas other parents, they did not send their children to school, but they sent them for work. As a result, the society was backward. And parents did not know the value of education or importance of education like Nasiruddin Sheikh. This Nasiruddin Sheikh, he knew the importance of education, so he sent his son Babar Ali to school. That's how he developed himself as well as society too. Nasiruddin is a jute seller and a dropout who believes that education is man's true religion, and who initially supported his son's venture. Here, that venture means risk. See, even that Babar Ali's father, Nasiruddin Sheikh, was not an educated person, but he knew the importance of education. Initially, he supported his son's venture, that is risk of setting up a new school, right, with his own income. And he was a dropout. He was not uneducated. But he tried to manage everything with his meager income only. Coming from a privileged family, Baba realized he must do something for the other children in this village. Coming from a privileged family, Baba realized he must do something for the other children in this village. See, even though they were living in that kind of house, they were considered privileged one, right? But this Babar Ali, he realized he must do something for his society, for other children who were there in his society. For them, he thought to do something. Even though children are provided free education, sending children to school is not entirely free of cost. See, even the education was free of cost. Even he was providing education for free in his school. Sending children to school is not entirely free of cost. Sending children to school, it was not entirely free of cost. Because even if Babar Ali was not getting fees, parents had to pay for other things. Other things. So education, even though education was free of cost, sending children to school was not entirely free. Although the children are taught for free, they still have to pay for uniforms, books, etc. Even though parents were not supposed to pay the fees, they had to manage. They had to pay something for uniforms, books, and other things. So even that expense also they were not ready to bear, they were not able to bear. That is why a lot of families cannot afford to send their children to school. As a result, the parents, most of the parents, they did not send their children to school. They knew that even the education was free of cost, they had to bear the expense of other things which are related to school. For that, this Baba's father, he knew the importance of education. So with his meager income only, he sent his son for schooling. That's how he managed. Whereas other parents, they fail to understand the importance of education, so they did not send their children to school. That is why a lot of families cannot afford to send their children to school. As a result, they did not send their children to school. Thus, instead of going to school, most of the boys help out their families by working as mechanics, day laborers, grass cutters, livestock herders, etc. Whereas girls work as maid servants in the village, where they cook, clean, wash clothes and dishes for their employers. See, it was a kind of source of income for parents too. Boys, they used to work in the fields. They used to work as mechanics, day laborers, grass cutters, livestock herders, etc. So they could earn something. They could bring some income for their family. And in the same way, girls too. In the same way, girls too work as maid servants in the village, where they cook, clean, wash clothes and dishes for their employers. This is how these children who were there in Babar Ali's area or in that society, they were, instead of being there in the school, they used to be there in the working place. So that could bring them, that could bring their family a little bit of income. So parents, they used to send their children to work, not to school. Babar Ali wanted to change this. Babar Ali, he wanted to change this entire condition, entire situation, entire scene itself. That is why he took the initiative of opening his very own school. So he thought of setting up a new school, because as parents were not able to pay the fees, they knew that even the education was free of cost, they had to pay for other things. First one. And another one, if they are sending their children to school, that could stop their income. That could stop their income, because these children used to work, and that could fetch their family a little bit of income. Right? For that, parents were not ready to send their children to school. This is how the situation was. So this Babar Ali, he wanted to change this scene itself. Right? For that reason, he took an initiative of opening a new school, his own school. So Babar Ali started his very own school, that is Anand Shiksha Niketan. Anand Shiksha Niketan, it is name of Babar Ali's school. Babar Ali actually started his school at the age of 9. In fact, his school Anand Shiksha Niketan grew out of a game. See, Babar Ali started his school at the age of 9. His school's name was Anand Shiksha Niketan. His school's name is Anand Shiksha Niketan, and it came out of a game. It came out of a game. So here, what kind of game it came out, and how it was a game before it got institutionalized or structure. We used to play school with me as teacher. See, this Babar Ali with his friend, he used to play the game school, with where in which game he was a teacher, and his friends, my friends, had never seen the inside of a school. So they enjoyed playing students. They ended up learning arithmetic and enjoying it. See, this Babar Ali and his friends, they used to play the game school. In that game, Babar Ali used to play the role of teacher, whereas his friends who had never seen inside the school, they played the role of students. As a role of students, they liked and they enjoyed, and the things they ended up by learning arithmetic, and they enjoyed the school, or they enjoyed being the students there in the game. said Babar Ali while trying to explain how he initially started teaching in 2002. The game got institutionalized with the strength of 8. See, this Babar Ali. He started his school in the year 9. He started his school at the age of 9 with 8 students, and it came out of a game. In the year 2002 and 3, his school, in the year 2002, his school or game what he was playing, it got institutionalized with the strength of only 8 students. Only 8 students. In 2003, his school was officially inaugurated and was named Anand Shiksha Niketan, House of Happy Learning. See, in the year 2002 it got institutionalized, and in the year 2003 it officially it was inaugurated, and the name of that school was Anand Shiksha Niketan. And for inaugural function, he was also invited by Nobel laureate Amartya Sen to Shanti Niketan, the prestigious center of learning, to speak about his school. See, after the inauguration, that Babar Ali's popularity spread around, and he was called by this Nobel laureate Amartya Sen to his Shanti Niketan, his school, to speak about his prestigious school which he was running, or where he was heading. Right, that's how this Babar Ali became popular, and he was running the school as the headmaster. So this Nobel laureate Amartya Sen, he invited him to his Shanti Niketan to speak about his school. So gradually word spread and the number grew. As that Babar Ali became popular, that gradually the number or strength of the school, it grew. Help began to come from other quarters. Baba's own teachers, monks at the local Ramakrishna mission, sympathetic IS officers, even local cops. In the beginning, he was alone. His father supported this Babar Ali. But when his school got institutionalized in the year 2003 and inaugurated in the year 2002 and inaugurated in the year 2003, the help started to come from other quarters too. Along with his father's support, from other quarters, others also came ahead to join their head or extended their hand to support this Babar Ali. Example, this Babar Ali's teachers and monks at the local Ramakrishna mission, monks of local Ramakrishna mission, they also came ahead, and sympathetic IS officers, they came ahead. Even local cops also, they came ahead to help this Babar Ali to run school. When Baba first thought of a midday meal scheme, the rice came from his father's field. But now, with the aid of friends in the administration, it comes from government stock. See, in the beginning, when this Babar Ali thought of giving midday meal for poor children or poor students of that Anand Shiksha Niketan, in the beginning, the rice came from his father's field. And now, with the aid of or with the help of friends in the administration, it comes from government stock. He started to get rice from government stock with the help of his friends who are there in the administration level. Okay, today 9 years down the line, after 9 years, the school has 60 regular attendees and over 220 students on roll call and 800 students in total, with 10 volunteer teachers teaching grades 1 through 8. See, today after 9 years means 2011. At that time, there were 60 regular attendees in the school and over 220 students on roll call. 220 students had registered at 800 students in total. Totally 800 students used to come and attend Babar Ali's school with 10 volunteer teachers teaching grade 1 through 8. There were 10 volunteer teachers in Babar Ali school who were teaching from grade 1 to 8. His little known afternoon venture is now registered and recognized by the West Bengal state government, which means students graduating from Baba's school are eligible to be transferred to other local high schools. Now, that Babar Ali's Anand Shiksha Niketan, that is little afternoon venture, right? That has been recognized by West Bengal state government, and the students who are graduating from Babar Ali school or passing out from Babar Ali school, they can join any school there. They can join other schools. Like that, the government, West Bengal state government, it recognized Anand Shiksha Niketan. Now they have scope, or they have options. Students started to get scope and options for joining other schools too. When the children of the village and the localities nearby are done with their chores and jobs at daytime, they run to attend Baba's afternoon school. They arrive in time for Tulumashi's opening bell. So these students, the students or children of the village and the localities nearby, after completing their work, after completing their household chores or work in the field, they used to come to Babar Ali's backyard to attend the class, attend the school. They arrive in time for Tulumashi's opening bell. So the students who used to work in the field, who used to be there at home after their work, they used to come back to, in the noon, they used to come back to this Babar Ali's backyard where he was running school, and thus they used to attend Babar Ali's classes or schools. That too by listening to the bell of Tulumashi's, they used to come and assemble in Babar Ali's family's backyard. So like that, the things were going on. Not only these who had helped here to run the school, but so many others who came ahead and extended their hand to support this Babar Ali. Example, to them we are going to see now. Who are they? Me, some pure, good, kind souls. And now, Babar Ali is introducing some pure, good and kind souls who came ahead and helped him. Example, we have here, clad in widow's white, stick in hand. Tulu Rani Hazra is an illiterate fishmonger by morning and a crusading educationalist by afternoon. See, here we have a personality, that is Tulu Rani Hazra. Clad in widow's white. She is covered or clothed in widow's white. She is a widow here. A stick in hand. She used to have stick in her hand. Why? She was a fishmonger. Her name is Tulu Rani Hazra, is an illiterate. Okay, she was an illiterate and she was a fishmonger. She used to have stick in her hand to protect or to maintain or to save her fishes while on the round of selling fish. By morning, she used to sell fishes, and in the noon, she used to work as educationalist. While on the round of selling fishes, with the help of the stick, she used to protect her fishes while selling on the rounds. And moreover, that work she used to do in the morning. And in the afternoon, her job was to confront parents or meet parents who were stepping back to send their children to school, or the parents who have stopped sending their children to school. So like that, this Tulu Rani Hazra was doing her work. And one thing we have to observe here, that Tulu Rani Hazra is an illiterate fishmonger by morning and a crusading educationalist. Crusading means a campaigner of education by afternoon. In the noon, she used to work as a campaigner. She used to campaign about Babar Ali school on fish selling grounds of nearby villages. Her job is to confront erring parents. On her rounds of selling fishes, her job was to confront. Confront means meet parents who have stopped sending their children to school. Okay, first thing, she on her rounds of selling fish in the noon, that Tulu Rani Hazra, she used to meet or face up these parents who have stopped sending their children to school. First one. And another one, to find new students. And another one, to meet parents, and she had to convince them to send their children to school. Like that, she used to convince parents and she used to get some more admissions to this Babar Ali school. Like that, she has recruited 80 students till now. Like that, she has brought 80 students till now to Babar Ali school. That's how she was campaigning about education in that area. The teaching staff of 9 is made up of high school students, volunteers. They also are average teenagers who are helping out Babar in making a difference. The most educated Debarita goes to college in Behrampur. See, this Tulurani Hazra, she worked even though she was illiterate, even though she was a widow, even though she was a fishmonger, even though she was poor, she knew the importance of education. Right? So, like that, she had helped this Babar Ali to have 80 students till now. In the same way, others who had helped Babar Ali was his volunteer teachers. 10 volunteer teachers who were working there. In that, name of a volunteer who was pursuing her college in Behrampur, that is Debarita Bhattacharya. There were some student volunteers who were teaching class 1 to 8. Right? They were also average teenagers. In all of those, one of them, that is Debarita Bhattacharya, who is to attend classes in Behrampur and come back to Babar Ali's family's backyard, and there she is to teach the students. Like this Debarita Bhattacharya too helped the children or poor children who is to come to Babar Ali's school. So Debarita Bhattacharya and Tulurani Hazra, both they joined their hand with Babar Ali in running a school. Babar Ali gives lessons just the way he has heard them from his teachers. See, this Babar Ali, as he was young, what he thought, in the same way how the teachers used to teach him, like that in the same way he used to come, and in the same way he used to teach his children in his family's backyard. How he used to receive the knowledge, or how he used to receive the lessons from the teachers, in the same way he used to come back to his family's backyard and he used to reproduce before the students. There is no building or establishment for his school. There is no proper building or infrastructure for Babar Ali's school. He teaches his students under the open sky. See, this Babar Ali, he teaches his children under the open blue sky. Some children sit in the mud, others on rickety benches at a rough homemade shelter. The family chickens scratch around nearby. In every corner of the yard, groups of children can be seen studying hard. Okay, fine. Here we have met this Tulurani Hazra, Debarita Bhattacharya and other volunteer staff. Now it is all about Babar Ali's school. How that school was, whether it had infrastructure or not, that everything we are going to see in the next video. Thank you.